To the March 26th meeting of the Board of Selectmen. If everybody rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And good evening and welcome to those of you that are here and those of you that are tuning in. A little bit late start tonight. We've had a kind of a workshop with the Board of Selectmen from Limerick, so exploring potential opportunities that the two towns might work together. But we'll move on to onto our agenda. We have no public hearing tonight. Any announcements from the board?
Nothing for me.
Second payment of taxes is due April, what?
I want to say it was 19.
Yeah, April 19th is that Friday, so you got a few weeks to get your second payment in. Guess that's probably the only thing that I have. Any additions or deletions to the agenda? Nothing there. We have no appointments this evening. Public comment. We really don't have, other than a couple of staff here, we don't have any public to make comments. Correspondence, we have the treasurer's reports. If anybody's interested. Selectmen's reports. Dwayne, anything?
Oh, we had a pretty decent meeting last Monday night?
It was
Monday, the school board, the superintendent and the financial coordinator, business manager was here, and we had probably a better turnout of selectmen than any of the other towns, so I was pretty happy with
Everybody was there, I think, at least
Yeah.
one.
all the towns was represented.
Newfield took the cake for attendance.
Yeah.
Bring the whole board?
Close.
At least two.
Two, and they had some residents here
Yeah.
that was very concerned.
Okay.
That public hearing is coming right up. Oh,
For the budget?
yes.
I don't have that date with
I
me.
just see it in the budget table, but it is
It's
posted.
posted, yeah.
1st of April.
Okay. Anything else, Dwayne?
No?
Tim?
Just a reminder, starting next Monday, April 1st, the library has an online auction. You can go to their Facebook page and view the items that are up for bid and make bids on the nice stuff.
When does it end?
That's a good question. I don't know.
The 20-something. It's the end of April, yes.
Anything else, Ted?
That's it for me. Thanks.
Tim? Ted?
Nothing.
Gordon?
No, I'm all set then.
I did go to, well, you guys were at the school budget meeting here. I was at the budget overview of Eco Maine, so I brought back most of the information for Gary, or a copy of that, and next Thursday, I think the budget committee, which I'm on, will go through and prepare that for voting of the full board later in the month of April. So, Gary?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Let's talk about the budget first, since we're going to talk about that in the next item here. We had a workshop with the entire budget committee on March 19th here in Town Hall. It took about 2 hours, but Dennis and Selectmen kept it moving, and they got through the whole budget in an initial preliminary look tonight, and then at a subsequent meeting from tonight, if needed, the Selectmen will finalize their recommendations. The June 11th election warrant needs to be signed on or before April 11th. So your next scheduled meeting after tonight is April 9th, which is kind of tight for Sherry and I and Julie to get everything ready. It can be done if you need some changes, but I would suggest that between tonight and either this Saturday or next Tuesday evening, you finalize your recommendations. That would be best. In terms of elections, nomination papers for selectmen, 2 slots, water district, 1 slot, and school board, 2 slots. The papers have been available since March 13th. They're due back by 5 o'clock, April 26th. We have nomination papers that are out for 3 people interested in 2 selectmen seats, and one of those sets of papers has been turned back in. The 2 top vote tallies on June 11th will be the winners of those seats. There was some confusion that those are 2 separate seats and you could run for them individually. That's not the case. It's the top 2 voters. 2 sets of papers out for water district, and only 1 set of papers out for 2 school board open seats. So we would like to fill both of those. Certainly, we haven't had a good track record in the past.
And one of those seats is for a year term, 1-year term, and one was for 3?
Yes, yeah. 1 and 3, I believe, is correct.
It's a great time to, if anybody's interested in thinking that they'd like to be on the school board, they could take out papers and run for the 1-year term.
Yep.
And that would give them a pretty good feel. If they wanted to continue that, they'd have to run again next year, but anyway, it's a good place to, an entry into the school board.
Yep, still plenty of time to get your papers. And Dennis and I were talking, and if we're gonna have good competitive races, we think we ought to have a candidates night, which we've not had for, I think, a couple of years now. So our former moderator, Bob Powers, has agreed to do that, and we targeted the basic mid to late May for an evening to do that.
Isn't that a little late?
We can do it earlier.
Well, no, why I say that is your absentee ballots, when does that open?
30 days prior,
So,
May 11th.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I would think you'd want that candidates night fairly in around that opening of the absentee ballots, rather than hold it off till the end of May,
We can do it early May.
even if you wanted to do a second one.
Yep.
If they wanted to do one sitting here on the camera, the candidates could choose to do something like that.
Yep.
With or without the public.
Yep. We're losing our dam operator for Ospey Lake, Don Holden, who's done it for decades, and we've paid him absolutely nothing, God bless the man. Wants to get done before Memorial Weekend or thereabouts. The gentleman that expressed an interest to him, his name was Cliff Broussard, stopped in to say, introduce himself today. He is interested in taking that over. He was gonna come tonight, but I don't see him here. And I told him that it was up to the selectmen to make that choice of another person or Public Works Director to do that. David and I haven't talked about this much, but I would certainly be in favor if we could find somebody to do this on their own. That's one less thing that David would have to do, but that's up to the Board of Selectmen to decide. And the other thing is to think about, do you want a stipend for this? I'm almost ashamed that we haven't been paying Dawn anything for this for all these years. So I don't care what it is, somewhere in, between $100 and $500, whatever you think, but I think it might be smart to actually do that. We're gonna talk more later tonight about stipends for other things, I think, so. Fire station, HVAC bids, we've had several contractors come. We've had 1 bid received so far for the mini splits to go over there and replace the AC and some of the heating system needs. The existing heating system will stay, but these are gonna be in addition to that. And remember, the selectmen are entertaining the idea of actually using unspent roof funds to pay for this as long as it does not exceed $35,000. Bids are due by noon this Friday, will be open at that time. An additional bid is for the fireproof room here, right behind us next to the code office. And those bids are due by 11 o'clock this Friday and will be opened at that time also. We'll be reporting those details probably by email to you and then publicly at your April 9th meeting. And that's all from me, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, any questions, comments? No, we'll jump right into new business. Discuss vote to approve the FY 2017 and FY 2018 abatements for map 11, lot 15D, as in David. There is a note here from Shirley Bartlett, who's our assessor. She's attached the abatements. It would appear that there has been an assessment for a garage on lot 15D, and the garage actually is located on 15A. So, that is her,
It was assessed to both.
oh, it was assessed to
Yeah,
both.
we
Okay,
want
I'm
to correct
sorry.
that. The handout I just gave you, little update there.
Okay.
There's another.
I was reading the
This
one
garage
that's-
was assessed to both 23 Logan Circle and 31 Logan Circle.
Okay,
So we need to fix that. If you've got a pen handy, it totals up $1,236.40. $1,236.40 between the two. Since you actually have to vote, two separate things to sign here, Sherry, or one? You got two. I guess you ought to
There's two
have,
abatements.
yeah, have two separate
You have
ones.
to do each year.
Yep.
So the first year is for 6/22/23, so.
That's
thank you.
2018.
Thanks for
Yep.
clearing that up. The letter that was in the packet just said that the garage was on the wrong spot there, but that's fine. So we collected 6/22/23 in year 17, and we collected 18, I'm sorry.
Yep.
And the previous one was, oh yeah, that's 18, right? It was 17. There it is. 17 was $614.17. What is your pleasure?
I move that we approve the abatements enumerated by Shirley Bartlett.
Okay, been moved. Do I have a second?
Second.
Both of them, Gordon, is that what
Both
you're
of
doing?
them, yeah, for 2017 and 2018,
Okay.
so we can correct that.
Any discussion?
Ted, did you second that?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All those in favor? Opposed?
5-0.
Motion carries. All right. Let's talk about the budget.
Well, I have a correction to,
How about if we go on to old business and
Yep.
put this proposed budget into a workshop after we get down through here? Continue a workshop after,
Not adjourned.
We can do that.
wouldn't that be easier? And then,
Yeah, we just, at some point, we'll have to vote, and we can't vote in a workshop, but that's fine. We've got,
until we have a workshop, we ain't gonna have a vote.
that, well, I agree, I agree.
So
I
it's
agree.
a-
So,
well, we've already had a workshop on these items.
yeah, we made the first pass
Yeah.
through it, but, okay.
So it's actually, if you wanted to vote on a line, it's handier to do it tonight, but in your voting part of the meeting, if you wish.
Well, let's, I would agree with Dwayne, at least let's move it to after old business. We'll clean up some of this other stuff first, and then we'll go into the lengthy
Okay.
review of the budget, okay? So, if there's no objection to that, I'm gonna jump to old business, item A. Discuss possible vote regarding unspent Central Station roof funds to be used for the Central Station HVAC improvements.
I don't think we can do that tonight. We can only move those funds in the last 3 months of the fiscal year,
Okay?
Yeah, I think we're
April,
talking,
May, and June.
Can't we approve that tonight, as long as it happens after next Monday?
I don't believe so, because you can only move those, or
the
even
last-
vote to move them, the last 3 months of the year.
yeah, the note we got from Natalie, I would agree with that. And
So let's
let's put that to April 9th.
table it to the April.
You'll have the
I mean,
data by
Once you
then.
get into April, you'll have the bids, but,
Right.
Right.
and you can decide whether you can or can't do it, but there's no sense to move it if the bids come in And I don't think the legal part of it is, you're about a week too early.
Okay,
And I should have worded this differently to talk about this in concept, but I guess most, maybe not all, I haven't talked about this in detail. The numbers come in, I'm guessing that the majority of the board is okay with this, but why don't we punch this into April 9th, and then you'll have the numbers. If the bids don't come in under 35, I guess we just aren't gonna do this year, so.
well, we'd have to then add it to next year's budget.
Right, you could carry forward what's left in the roof.
Right.
Is there more than one unit going in or just one?
We're hoping to have 2 of the big compressors outside and not 3. I think it's up to 13 wall units.
So maybe we could just do part of it, do what we can and
So-
take it from there.
So there should be, just to put this right, in the warrant article that says to carry X money forward, there should be a clause in there that includes any money from the roof repairs, okay? We can always, in the next week, 2 weeks, take that out if we are able to flip it, right?
Yeah. Well, we'll know
So
this Friday if
if
the
we,
numbers are good.
if the numbers are higher, at least we'll carry that money forward for next year with the
Yep.
vote. And it might be semantics, but.
Yeah, this is my fault for not wording that.
It should be teed up,
properly.
anyway.
Writing 3 months down. And just
Can we do that anyway, where the money was, X amount of dollars was appropriated for the roof? Can we use that 35 excess without getting voter approval
Yes.
for that specific thing?
Yeah. The email from Natalie specifically spells that out within, after April 1st, within the last 90 days of the year. The charter allows you to do that. Not only are you not switching departments, but you're in the same building too, so she thought this was, made even more sense.
Yeah, we have the right per charter to move money from one department line item to another department line item. I think we can actually move from one department to another department. But this would really fall under, it's all in the same department.
Yes.
Once we get into April and you get the bids, even if these bids are over 35,000 and the board agrees to do this, we can still steal from Peter to pay Paul.
Well, that's right, we could still use the 35 and whatever else either has to come out of
Dave's
this.
the only one sitting out there, but we can steal some of his hot tub money and put it into the heating system. And I'm not being funny, I'm saying that we
understand.
can flip-flop some of these funds from one account to
We
another.
need to see the bids.
Right.
And since I should have done this in my report, I've got to jump in and bring another little factoid in here. He and I are working to try and come up with a solution for the water line on Route 5. And what David's going to do, he's going to get a rough price from a local contractor here to do the whole thing. And then today we talked about, well, we haven't budgeted for that, so let's get another price for just going across Route 5 and put a coupling on the end of that pipe so that we can do that in this year's money. With you folks' approval and very public vote to do that, which would be, I don't know, $10,000 or maybe twice that, but not the 100 that it would need to be coming up the road, going under and over to the station. So he and I are working on that, and we're gonna have numbers for you April 9th on the strategy. for
So
that.
when is the state?
May 23rd. 23rd, they're paving?
May 20th, they're gonna start mixing at the pub, getting the
Use the
pub
pub.
mill set up and all of that.
So we'd have
So
to have
that's
that
really,
pipe.
that's really the target date, right? Is to
Yeah.
make the road crossing before they pave.
Yes, that's the target date after they moved it
And if they agreed that
Originally
you
it
can
was-
work in the ditch,
later in the summer.
if they agreed that you might be able to work in the ditch after they pave?
That's the way the gentleman talked that I was talking to the other day that we'd be able to,
All right. So tentatively, it looks like we should be all set.
Yep.
We'd like to do that, rather than can the whole project for another 5 years.
All right,
Sorry to
At
interrupt.
least you'd have it across Route 5 before
That's
this
right.
10-year project goes off, and so you won't see them back paving, and we're gonna have a bump in the road for the next 10 years if it's not.
yeah, it'd be, it'd feel natural.
I was gonna say we don't feel at home, but it's too bad with the type of money that they're putting into the pavement.
All right,
As long as they don't vote to put in speed bumps in there.
You can do both.
Yeah, there now.
all right, let's
Put the water,
jump,
put a speed bump in.
let's jump to item B.
I'm saying you could put a speed bump in and put the water in and do both at once.
Do you want a motion on that to turn that to the April 9th meeting?
We just make, you want to make a motion to table it until then, we'll
Yeah.
do that, there's no,
I will if you need it,
well,
we'll want it.
yeah, make the motion, we'll second it, there's no discussion on the table anyway, and we'll,
Table to the next regular meeting.
somebody
I'll
second that?
second that.
All right, all those in favor? All right, move it to the next meeting. Item B, discuss vote to appoint members to the Road Entrance Appeals Board. And that was a selectman, a member of the Road Review Committee, and
Public safety.
Public Safety.
George Harnoy said yes, that he would serve.
Okay,
I sent a note to, email, no, I guess I called Nancy. I have not heard back from her. You talked to Nancy Roberge about that issue? She mentioned that to you?
Nancy Roberg,
Yeah.
we're gonna, on the next meeting, is that what you're asking?
Concerning the Road Entrance Appeals Board, in other words, forming this board that would hear an appeal for the...
She was gonna think about that.
Okay. So, George said yes, you folks can decide who it is from the Board of Selectmen.
Is that gonna be a standing board, or?
Yeah, I don't think there were terms in that.
no, there wasn't,
There
there were
was-
no terms.
Almost like the
Lifetime appointment.
tax,
It's like being a Supreme Court judge.
yeah,
So you'll just meet.
well, the tax review board. There's no real,
Just meet as needed.
yeah.
All right, so let's get the answer from the road review, and then we can appoint, we'll have to make a decision here of who's interested on this board to be the representative, and then we'll put it all together and vote on all three members at one time.
Just for the record, is there anybody on the Board of Selectmen that wants to be on it?
That would be a good question.
Hearing none, I guess not, so, okay.
So we'll draw straws.
I guess I would. The question is, I'm on the road review coordinator that we ain't had many meetings, but,
You're the liaison.
yes. So is that a conflict?
No,
I don't think so, no.
Two board, I mean,
No.
I'm just asking.
You're not on that committee, so,
No, I'm just
Officially.
a liaison.
okay, we get 2 out of 3.
all right. Okay. Let's jump to C, initial discussion on replacing the dam control manager. My preference would be, I don't want to give it to David, but I think the Public Works Department should be able to do that. Put a calendar up in the garage up there, David sends somebody up to open the gates.
That's got very little to do with it, because you need to be a bit of a weatherman to do this all the
I
time.
understand that,
They also do that,
but I don't think that, I think now that we have a Public Works Department, I would think that they could manage the dam. Maybe I'm wrong.
I haven't even asked him. We've been talking about so many other things. What are your thoughts?
You can call
I would
it.
like some time to think about it, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
I will say that that needs a little bit of maintenance from time to time. in the past, I've done the maintenance, greasing. For those years and the handle, because it gets to a point where Don couldn't turn it. I have not done it since I came back on as a selectman 4 years ago. 5 years ago.
3 to 4.
But there's a little bit of maintenance that goes with that. That seriously needs to be done with some water-resistant grease. And I will say that there are 2 or 3 men around town that could be interested. So,
Well, we could also make it just the person that adjusts and doesn't, and Public Works can chime in and specifically help with those things.
I think you want one man ahead of that so that you know where, yes, you gotta be a weatherman, but you get 2 or 3 involved, somebody ups the gate, somebody downs the gate, this water level has gotta stay pretty normal.
No, I think I
And
misspoke.
One,
That
one
aspect of it
key-
should be one person.
yes, one key, so that not 2 or 3 are going up and moving the gate or playing with the gate. It definitely needs to be locked, and some people don't like it high, some don't like it low, and you've seen that right here in the public coming into us, so. I think Don, I haven't talked to Don, but I was kind of surprised he wasn't interested, but I think Don probably will train somebody on the do's and the don'ts there.
He would. He said he'd be available for
Yeah.
months or as long as he
Yeah.
lives here to help.
But it takes a couple weeks to bring that down, and it takes a couple weeks to bring it up.
Yeah, I mean, he certainly has the knowledge of, you know, we get
Yeah,
2 or 3 inches of rain, he knows what happens to the lake, and because he took that on as a passion to do
yeah.
that. Before he was doing this, man, nobody ever did that. They just
No.
opened the gates on a certain date and they closed them on a certain date.
Yeah.
So somewhere in between there, I would think that we could manage it, but
I
Yep.
believe that Donald has, I don't know as I want to call it, he got it down to a science, but he's got it down to where he's done it enough. And he knew when to do just what you were saying. When to open a little bit more and when to shut it down a little bit.
He's having Diane type some of that stuff up, which is gonna be helpful.
okay. So let's take a look at that before we jump off and appoint somebody.
May I say one other thing?
Sure.
The reason I said what I did about maybe the Public Works not actually doing that, because I know how many phone calls he gets at sometimes. David doesn't have any administrator support. Sherry helps him, but there is no dedicated administrator support there, and a lot of times his job is in his truck. We all know that. So I'm trying not to give him things that I don't have to. This is one of those that somebody else could do. That was my only thought, so.
All right, so let's bring that back at the next meeting.
Okay.
The object of greasing that is when the water's warm, because the man gets pretty cold down inside that water trying to grease that shaft.
And you don't want.
Very
you don't-
cold,
you don't want-
this time of year.
You don't want the gate
Very
being
cold
up.
in October.
You get sucked into it. All right, let's talk about, let's go back to 9B. How do you want to do this? We can go through and,
I have a correction.
uh,
If you could take the document that was in front of your workstation today, I left something out, nobody's fault but mine, and that was the principal and interest payment for the fire truck that we've ordered, but we don't have to make a payment in this fiscal year. If you go to page 3, you go to row 55. Voters approved a not to exceed $500,000 principal on a fire truck with an estimated 4.25%, so about a $614,000 total principal and interest over 10 years. So we're in the mid $60,000 for a single payment of that 10-year note. And I should have had this in there before, and it wasn't there. The budget committee has not seen this line, it's brand new. So that's why I put a placeholder in there of 70. We've got a pretty strong commitment from our bank, 4.25, but we also need 2 other prices, and Julie and I are gonna get those from other area banks. So that is the change to this document.
Okay? All right, so let's make a run here at least getting through part of this. Maybe we'll get through all of it, but, so if we look at account number 10, which is general government, the department and Gary's recommendation is $427,055. Budget committee's recommendation is $5,000 less than that. And the $5,000 was,
You got $3,000 in unclassified on the next table, on the next page, I'm sorry. And you got
right,
$2,000 under contractual, oh, the town report.
right. So they took 2,000 out of line 39, and they took 1,500 out of line 35.
Right.
So it's only 4,500? Oh, yes, okay, I'm sorry. So it's $422,555. So it's 4,500 less than what was requested, and that's the budget committee's recommendation. So what is your pleasure here? Now, we had some discussion relative to deputy town administrator's stipend, item 10. Did we find out whether that's in his contract or not?
I think it is. Well, you, let me go grab that just to make sure, but I mean, he's amenable to changing that. I told him they were thinking about a daily fee, and that's not an issue. Can we go grab it?
No, that's fine. It's the contract between you and him, right?
Yes.
Basically. So we could do it, I guess we'd have to look at so much a day, right?
Yeah, you could, if you voted on something, you could take the word stipend out of this and put a little note in there of, you know, X dollars a day when serving.
And the town administrator, I mean, I don't have a problem with leaving the number in there as a placeholder, but we need to renew or do the contract. And you can play with the number all you want. I mean, it's 95 now, if you took 2.5%, which is the COLA for everybody else. But remember that the number, we don't pay Gary any travel expenses.
Correct.
Right? He absorbs all his travel expenses, all his mileage is absorbed by him. And that was the agreement in the last, the 3-year contract that he's currently working under. Yeah, so I mean, the 95 would go to 97,375 if you just plugged the 2.5 in there, but, so, I mean, I don't have a problem with just, let's leave the number where it is, because he's gonna get paid what his contract is between us and him.
Well, I'm not asking for any more than that, so that's why I put that number in there.
Yeah.
We can talk about, you know, health insurance for my wife as another part of that package, and
Yeah,
but that's
but
not
that's
for
gotta be
tonight.
part of the discussion. So what is your pleasure here, folks? You wanna?
I would move the budget committee recommendation.
Okay. And, so I'm gonna take that as a motion. And do I have a second to that? Don't all speak at once.
I'll second it, we had to have some discussion.
Okay, Been moved and seconded. How about discussion?
So the stipend for line 10, said we're gonna discuss that?
Well,
For the,
it can, right now,
daily
that's
figure?
the number that's poked in there, but if you wanna go to a daily figure, I'm not sure what,
How many times did he replace, or was his services called upon last year?
I mean, it's pretty much just my actual extended vacation. I mean, for instance, if I go to Augusta for a meeting, he's not doing anything here for that. So it would be, I take, a week and a half vacation every year, just about. I don't really travel out of state much at all for work. So this would be, 5 to 10 days a year.
even if you said 15 days, right? Say it's a 3-week coverage for 3 weeks, or something like that, pick a number. I mean, I remember when we first started doing this, we used to give them $50 a day or something, right? So even if
That's
you,
back when Patty Berry did it.
right,
You pay her by the day that she was here by herself doing the work and was here all day.
right. So if you said, and he's already here, we're already paying him, but this would be a bump that he's gonna step up and act as the administrator while Gary's absent. So, make it $1,500, call it $100 a day. Call it half of that. Somebody, make a recommendation.
I move that we reduce that 3,400 to 1,500.
I would second that.
With the no change for $100 a day, Gordon, or just for a flat rate?
Yeah, with the rate that set at $100 a day for replacement. So that locks you into your vacation. You can't take any more than that time.
So, let me,
I'll take it now.
let me,
Should it be at $421,055?
But what'd you say that was again, Dwayne?
421.
421.
455.
421.
Now,
Oh,
is
55?
Yeah.
Excuse me.
that just if he uses it? That's not a set amount, is it? Per year?
Well, it's gonna be the budget in a minute.
Okay. But I mean, if he doesn't use that, he's not using the whole amount.
It's gonna do it per day.
This is a bigger change. In other words, you don't get paid unless you actually
But
forward.
previously, he was paid the 3,400 now.
How did we do that quarterly, or
You got paid monthly.
it was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay? Anything else in this whole, from line 2 all the way through line 42? Anything else that you have an interest in changing?
What exactly constitutes a customer service representative?
That's Georgia.
Oh, okay. All right.
And remember, if you do decide to be open 5 days here, she's agreed to move her 2 days a week to Monday, Friday.
Right.
That gives her 12 Mondays that she ain't gotta work.
What was that?
How many Mondays? No.
12 holidays.
Yeah, but they're not all on Mondays.
Yeah, they're not all on Mondays.
6 of them fall on,
Number of them are.
5 of them
Not all.
fall on the regular day, right? Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, 4th of July falls on whatever day of the week.
By
it is.
Labor Day.
So she's picking up 5 or 6 or something. So,
And if I could say, it won't be much of a change. Whatever you do with lines 13 and what you've done with 10 will change on 16 will reduce it
Right.
by much.
So, I don't hear any other recommendations, so the amount has been amended. So I'm gonna vote on the amendment first here. To take,
Well, you can either do that, confuse you, but if Tim
yeah, if you guys wanna withdraw.
Just make that to the 421, it'd be,
And I'll withdraw my original motion and
Withdraw your second, Gordon. We're gonna put a new number in.
On which one?
Well, originally you seconded 422,555.
Yeah,
Now we're
Okay.
gonna go to that, so you're
So-
okay with that?
yeah, I'm okay with the new number,
Right,
so I'll
so-
second the
so-
new number.
Tim made the motion for 421,055, and Gordon seconded it. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
5-0.
That's done. All right. Line 43, leases. Okay, leases is up now. The budget committee voted what? The
239,000.
70,000 was not in that, right?
Right,
So,
that's the big difference.
so the budget committee voted 239,154, and due to the omission of the first payment of the new fire truck, assuming that we have to make it in FY19, or 20 rather, would take the budget committee's recommendation from 239,154 to 309,154, correct?
yes.
So the 309,154 is the one that includes the, on line item 55. So the debt service is 196, principal 171. Well, this will have to be sorted out anyway, right?
Correct. It's not split up.
Right, it's not, we just grossly adding the 70,000.
Correct.
That's not broken up into the principal and interest. So,
309, 154 then.
right. so
How did they
309
arrive at that reduction amount? I would think that,
How'd they run?
No,
the
they
bu-
didn't, it wasn't a deduction on their part. Gary omitted the 70,000.
You forgot the 70,000.
So they,
You forgot the
they
new
never
truck
voted
coming.
on the 70,000.
okay, well, I'm wondering is, that they never voted on that, but how did they arrive at 239? I would think that lease agreements, that would be a set, hard, fast figure that,
Well, they're all there right in front of you.
I know, but
Right.
The
But
fire
the,
truck
but the
wasn't there at all,
70,000 has been added.
They just didn't know to
So
include
line
that.
55 has
so
been
why
added.
didn't they approve the 309,154?
Because they didn't have it.
They didn't know that,
Gary's put those figures in today.
Oh, okay,
that's just been added.
all right, now I understand.
I had the same question, Gordon. I was
All right,
confused there. And then
What, do you think, Gary, that the budget committee will have an issue adding that 70,000 to that line?
Oh, I don't think you should change their column. I think if they want to, I mean, Jim's here tonight, he's on the budget committee, and they're certainly not gonna be surprised if they needed another meeting to do something like this, so don't change their column at all, and they can
No,
come
we're
back.
gonna, we're gonna vote on our call,
Yeah,
Okay.
so. That's a
Jim?
little mouse over there running in the.
what is that? What is that?
Should we evacuate?
Yeah,
No, it's,
it's a little hamster running in the
still
gate.
here?
Can I hear it?
No, it's
Is Dave still?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, boy.
Is that how we're generating power for this room?
That's right.
Is that
All
the-
right, so.
All right, so I need a motion for
I make a-
309,154.
I make a motion for line 43, lease and debt services to be 309,154.
I'll second that.
Second, okay, any discussion?
Gordon,
I'd say something, but we're still on the air. Okay. No further discussion, since you're ready to vote, all those in favor of the 309,154?
5-0, thank you.
All right, we're jumping now down to insurances on line 56. Department 15, insurances benefits. The budget committee voted 3-0 for 653, 625.
Which is the same across the board.
So, That's what was requested, that's what they approved. It includes all the FICA, Medicare, Medicaid, whatever we call it. Retirement fixed, the 457, accumulated vacation, sick, buyout time is just a number, right? In case we have to, somebody leaves and we have to pay them out.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Right.
Yes. That's considerable, and we bumped that up from 10 to 15.
Right.
Because
That
That
only
number
comes
that
in
may
a-
change if she works on Mondays and then there's a holiday on that day? Is that
No,
suggested?
no, she's gonna get paid anyway.
Okay, all right.
remember, this does include the benefits for DPW number 3 new position and upgrading recreation administrative assistant to
40 hours.
40 or 32, but either way, full
32,
benefit.
40.
Okay, so that accounts for the increase over last
Okay.
year, okay.
So we're up.
I move that we go with the figure 653,625.
Okay, do I have a second for that number?
I'll second it.
Okay. Moved by Gordon, second by Tim. Any further discussion? This is line 56, which includes everything through line 67. All right, so I'm just getting my head straight. Last year we had 66,000,
We're right.
because we had
Oh, on
line
insurance. Yeah, but remember, that was a mistake on my part, that I didn't realize that liability was gonna be rolled into property and casualty.
Right, so the 45 covers the two of them,
It
right?
does.
Okay. All right, any other comments? Sensing you're ready to vote, all those in favor in the 653, 625,
5-0.
motion carries.
Thank you.
Line item 68, town clerk. Budget committee voted 3-0 to 64,830. The increase in part is wage, and the other one is that it is taking her from 32 hours to 40, correct?
Yes.
And that would put us back with opening the town office on Mondays.
9 to 5, I assume.
No hours, right?
So
that-
moved.
Moved
Second.
by Dwayne, second by Gordon. And I think for the less than $9,000, or maybe a little bit more than $9,000.
We got 10 grand in there for cleaning the building.
Right. Any further discussion? Sensing none, and this takes us all the way down to line item 84, correct?
Yeah.
And $15,000 for election expenses. We should be all set because we don't have, what is a vote for?
It's
like a voter.
That's an electric voter.
Yeah, that's an electric voter.
I'm supposed to
I
catch
know.
that.
Yeah. So and there's no significant election this calendar year, in this calendar year, correct?
We did bump this up a bit more, another 1,000, because we are gonna rent 2 machines for this November,
Right.
to get our ducks in a row for the November 2020.
All right, so.
I think that's
sensing you're ready-
appropriate based on the comments from the last voting cycle. That was one of the negatives, that we didn't have enough voting machines.
Yeah.
That's where the line was, was the crimp in the pipe.
Okay, so sensing you're ready to vote, all those in favor of the 64,830?
Gordon, you up or down?
I'm trying to see the line that's on,
68.
68,
60.
all the way through, includes everything through 84.
Through 84, that's
Next
advertising
page,
and stuff.
which is,
Okay, let me go back a page here.
so,
64,830, right?
yep,
Yep, I agree.
You're up.
Okay, 5-0, thank you.
Line item 85, tax collector.
44,370. Make that a motion for the tax collector.
Okay, moved.
Second.
Line
44,370.
85 through 94.
Yeah. This is pretty straightforward. You get a salary, retirement benefits, travel, and employee cost.
Staying at 32 hours, so we're gonna
Yep,
maybe,
yep, understand.
there'll be a day when she will not be here. She'll be
It's
flexible.
okay.
So you take a pay reduction?
So it's been, no, she's working 32 now.
I know,
He
but,
doesn't want the.
She doesn't want to go to 40.
I know, but last
Oh,
year it
it's
was
less.
44,880, and now this year it's 44,370. So that, to me, equates to a pay reduction.
Well, remember, when I budget to make sure that there's enough in a particular line. If I budget a little too much, shame on me, I
The
guess.
44 might have been a little high from last year.
I mean,
The
we go
88.
by the hourly rate, which is gonna have a 2.5% COLA increase, so that will be what it is, and it will be under this amount, not exactly that. Just because that line total is in there, Gordon, doesn't mean that's a guaranteed salary.
That was a cushion.
Right. That goes without saying in everything I do here. It kind of drives Julie nuts at times, so I'm padding things a little bit, and she rounds it to the penny, so we have that philosophical difference.
But I just wanted to make sure we weren't cutting her pay.
We are
No,
not.
we're not, Gordon. You
Okay.
have to have my word.
Okay.
Good question, though, because of the numbers.
Okay?
Was there a second, Dennis? I didn't.
I seconded it.
Yeah,
Tim,
Tim.
thank you.
Okay, since you're ready to vote, tax collector, line item 85 at 44,370. All those in favor? Opposed?
5-0.
Treasurer, 67,405 was the budget committee's vote of 3-0. This includes line item 95 through 108. What is your pleasure?
So moved.
Is the rationale the same? Okay, I'll second for discussion. Is the rationale the same? Because I have a $300 difference,
From last year.
yeah, from last year, so are we cutting your pay?
No,
Same
okay.
same rationale.
Okay,
$300.
It's an increase, though.
Yeah, Gordon, it's an increase.
oh, an
It's
increase, I'm
60.
sorry, I was just looking at the last three figures, the 705 and the 405. I didn't look at the first two, which
So there's an
I should.
extra 150 in for lodging, and there's.
Okay.
All right,
All right,
any further discussion?
gotta open my eyes.
Sensing you're ready to vote. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries for 67,405. Line item 109, Department 32, the IT Department. Budget committee vote was 3-0. We're up, not quite $1,000. 128,467. 128,467 goes all the way to line item 127. And the 12,000 is for, which is line item 127, is only used if there is an emergency, a computer crash or whatever the case may be. So that is I don't want to call it a buffer, but it is an emergency amount of money that's available if something emergency takes place.
I'll move the 128,467.
Moved by Tim, 128,467. Do I have a second?
Yes.
Second.
Second by Ted. Any further discussion?
The line 126,
126,
that's
yes.
not part of the line 27.
Yes.
127 is in
Well,
addition to.
127 rolls up to 126. It's
It's the same.
unclassified.
It's the same.
So
thing.
that's a,
Okay, it says
That's a-
emergency, but in 126, it says for repairs, upgrades,
right.
and software, so it's not totally just for emergency.
Well, the only thing that rolls up into line item 127 is line item 127. Now, the only thing that rolls up to 126 is 127, which is emergency repairs. Everything else, he's got in the top of this.
Gordon, I should probably have the text in 126 down in 127.
Okay, that would
To
make more
explain
sense
that,
then, okay,
That would make more sense.
okay, thank you.
Okay? So 128, 467 has been moved and seconded. Any further discussion? Nancy, you ready to vote? All those in favor of 128, 467?
5-0, thank you.
Opposed? Municipal building, line item 128, Department 35, primarily town hall. Budget committee voted 3-0 for 100,500. The major increase is $10,000 for supplies, which is a building cleaning, right? So, building cleaning, in line item 134, we've added 10,000 to that to bring in someone externally to clean in non-traditional hours, right?
Yes. And you get a $4,000 bump in electricity also.
So,
Is by not having a sanitary engineer or a janitor to do the cleaning, does that mean that that janitor or sanitary engineer is going to be under the Public Works Director's budget?
It's gonna be a little, I don't know,
Should be.
it could be, I guess, but, I mean, he's still gonna take care of the things that happen during the week here that need to be cleaned. You don't just clean this place once a week, sometimes you have to do a variety of other
The
things.
Public Works Director takes care of the maintenance of all the buildings. and-
ultimately,
And I
he should find his way to the Public Works Director's budget, but it's just gonna be a transfer.
Right, he's in the general government now, and we can do that this year if you want, but,
Well, I mean, he was hired as a
Custodian.
custodian.
Yep.
I've been a sanitary engineer.
But yeah, and you're right, he does the library, he does all the facilities, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't do the fire department, but I mean, he does this building, he does the library, anything else that he,
well, I mean, if this goes through, he will be painting the walls at the fire department, doing more things outside of this building.
And there again, that falls under the Public Works Director.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they're working together more and more now, and Pete knows that he needs to talk to David for a lot of things more than me, and that's just the way we want it to happen.
that's the way
I think
it's
it's worked
designed.
well. The three of us communicate well, and Pete and David are communicating well, and, you know, I'm gradually getting out of the picture for these things, which is the way
Or
it
we
should be.
just leave it the way it is, and then just next year we put it
Yeah,
in
I
the other
think
thing.
it's just a matter of, it's already in that, the general government thing, it's just I mean, the funding is there, it's just a matter of reporting structure, and you can do that without changing the budget
Mr.
at
Chairman,
this point, but it should be in the,
I just received that email from somebody on line 64.
You received an email just now about line 64?
yeah. We can have that debate when we have the public hearing.
Okay.
Yeah, there's the email is that we should change the health insurance to 80/20 contributions. So, where were we, 35?
Bottom of page 5.
Okay. 35 goes all the way to, I'm sorry, Department 35, which is 128, goes all the way to 144, correct?
Yes.
And it is for municipal buildings, so I don't think I have a motion.
So moved.
I'll second.
And moved by Ted, second by Tim. Any further discussion?
You're looking for $100,500.
That's correct.
Yes.
All those in favor? Opposed?
Opposed or?
No, I'm
Everybody up? I didn't look down
Yeah,
this way.
I would,
5-0.
Okay. Line number 145, tax assessor. Budget committee vote was 3-0.
So moved.
64.
64,000.
I'll second.
64, moved by Dwayne, second by Tim. Takes us through 154. Any discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Line item 155, code office. The budget committee voted 3-0 for 88,010 versus the request of 101,010.
But they took out the vehicle in line 181,
Okay,
13 grand.
okay. Have we got an answer from the sheriff's?
Kind of. I need to actually have a conversation because in the same email was, yeah, if you want a new vehicle, it's 38 grand. So,
Well,
budgeted for
the
that.
real question is when do they retire? They have a recommended termination date, so many miles, whatever the case may be, or so many years, whatever the age is, for those cruises, right?
Well,
So is it ready to be retired or isn't it?
it will be soon, but I'd like to have a discussion with either yourself and myself and Sheriff's Administration or the whole board and suggest that maybe the Sheriff's Department should contribute some, if not all, of the price of the cruiser because of the assistance that our deputies give them all year long.
Well,
That is a political discussion we'll have to have with them first and then maybe the commissioners.
all right. So,
Well, it's amazing too, because you listen to all these towns that have taken on a sheriff. And it's everybody's got a different price.
Yes.
We've all got a different price, and that come out of that SAT 57 deal, and the
resource officer?
resource officer is cheaper than any of our
Well, most of
town.
that's based on seniority. I mean, when Sean was here, he was one of the more senior people, so
But
there's
this-
quite a difference in the seniority.
This cruiser's gotta have some miles on it, right? Sean had it for,
It's still under 100,
yeah.
which surprised me.
Well, I think we need to work that in lieu of throwing $13,000 in this account to get a vehicle.
Well, please know, I certainly have not budgeted yet for a replacement for that for our deputy.
Understand?
So if we pass this as is, we're gonna try and get another year out of the cruiser that we have here now, the Chevy. I hope to have an inspection before April 9th to tell you whether or not it passed. And also another thing is if the fire truck, if the pickup for the fire station is retired and you vote to buy a new crew cab, that truck would be available for somebody.
Right. So we can make do, right?
I think
Until
we could.
get the,
Yep. This is
So-
gonna be,
so do you wanna support the budget committee's vote of 88,010?
So moved.
second.
Moved by Dwayne, second by Gordon. This takes us from line item 155 down to 184. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed?
5-0, thank you.
And this had a little extra in for the deputies, right? The deputy code officer. That's
Yes.
why we bumped that by a
Yes.
couple.
Yeah, so line 158 is, that increase is not all going to the code officer.
Right. All right. Library, line item 189, Department 50, library budget committee vote was 3-0 for the recommended amount of 110,807.
I move that amount.
I'll second that.
And moved by Tim, second by Ted for 110,807. 110,807. Any discussion?
Why the increase over last year in that amount?
Is that the e-books?
Well, in the salary line, you've got some more, not more hours of operation, Gordon, but you've got some more part-time help hours in there. There was also a bump for minimum wage that affected that, so that's the bulk of those things there.
Okay.
And then the other one on the next page, as Gordon mentioned, was audiobooks, line 204. Significant jump, but I bought the argument that many people are asking for audiobooks, and in this commuter town of ours, I'm not surprised. You know, that was a $2,500 jump. That's not all audiobooks, but these things are, what'd she say, 40 or 50 bucks a pop.
They're expensive. They're also going to a new filing system where they have to recode the book too.
And that's up in line 202. That's why there was a $500 jump there.
So this goes all the way to line item 219.
Yes.
I mean, if you really look at it outside of the salaries, it's costing us $17,000
It's about it.
to run the library, other than the salaries. Okay? Any other discussion? Sensing none, everybody's ready to vote? All those in favor of the 110,807?
5-0, thank you.
All right, line item 220, recreation. Budget committee vote was 3-0 for 325, 255. That is up fairly significant from last year. Part of that is we're taking the administrative assistant to up to 40 hours a week.
Plus minimum wage.
Minimum wage hits us, increase. There was actually a reduction because of the equipment. The vehicle and everything's moved to Department of Public Works. The equipment on line item 245 was the 2 AEDs for Town Hall. We got advertising, we've got the program expenses, which they're up about 5,000 this year. So,
Program payroll is your biggest jump, and that is in line 224.
yeah,
And last year, which is not going to be a mirror copy of this coming, I don't think. I think they're looking at doing some more and new and different things. We spent 90, just to call it 91, a little over 91. So I think you could.
the thing you don't see here is the revenue that's coming in, right?
True.
Which offsets,
70%.
you know,
Over
yeah,
that.
probably.
72%, I think, was. I mean, you could take 10 out of that 125, and I think he would be fine with what he wants to do. I mean, he told me that.
So what's your pleasure? The request, the budget committee approval is 325, 255. Gary's suggesting or kind of offering $10,000 less in line 224. So you could take it to 315, 255 if you wanted to.
220.
What did we say about the
320.
AEDs? Did we say we were gonna get one to
Just
the town
one.
hall for that?
That's why the budget's less.
Yes.
One per year.
So Dwayne is making the motion of 320,000 flat.
Even?
Yep.
And which would mean that money has to come out of program payroll and some miscellaneous other stuff here, right?
I'll just probably take that dollar amount out of program payroll.
Okay. So do I have a second for the 320?
I second that.
Okay, second by Ted. Any discussion? We're
Wondering
taking
why,
it to-
why is there zero amount for trips? I know that, that's one thing that some of the elderly population in town look forward to is a trip to either Oxford or
He's got that now in his program stuff.
It's in a different line.
If I can answer that, it's in the revenue lines, it's a wash. The
Oh,
trips
okay.
are all showed up in the
So
revenue.
it's a pay-as-you-go.
Yes,
So we're not,
We don't pay for the trips.
no, we're not paying for them, the public's paying for the trips and it pays it back, so it's
So all
not
he's doing is
replaced
brokering the
altogether, Gordon. They're
Okay.
still there, but then, the municipality doesn't have to bring up the money. The townspeople aren't bringing up the money.
Okay.
Same thing with line 247, Gordon, ticket sales. We used to do ski tickets, we don't do that anymore, it's Fun Town only. And that $3,200 we buy tickets from, when we sell them all, and get that back.
Okay.
so I'm confused. Why, we run this through the town's books. So why wouldn't we show the trips expenses and,
Because then you're raising funds from the taxpayers.
Not if it's got an offsetting revenue.
No, but I meant if it's here,
why would we, why do we do the tickets?
But don't we have to authorize recreation to be able to spend
Right.
that money? And
Right, he needs a vote of the townspeople authorizing to spend X dollars,
For
Yeah.
tickets.
right? Even though there might be revenue that comes in and offsets that. So, in the tickets, a perfect example, why would you list the tickets here if you don't list the trips?
Because the town's paid for the tickets.
Because we don't spend any money for
But
the
we
trips.
pay for the trip. We pay the bus, we
Do
pay,
the bus?
we don't front the money.
it all goes through, well, I guess that could be an argument, is we're not putting money out and then trying to collect it.
that's just been the past practices since he's been doing this, what the auditor wanted to do.
Okay,
The new powers to be may change that this coming year.
But if he didn't sell enough tickets, they wouldn't have the trip.
Right.
Right.
So,
okay. Well, maybe that's the difference, is that we're paying out of pocket to buy the tickets from Funtown and then hoping that we sell them all.
Yes.
Which has never been a problem.
Anyway, it's interesting. And I guess that really goes back to the auditor, if that's the way they want the books, then that's fine. All right, so the new number is 320, or the motion is for 320 even. Any other discussion? If not, all those in favor? Opposed? 320 it is.
You up, Gordon?
No, I'm opposed.
You're opposed?
Yeah.
Okay. Dwayne, you are up, I assume?
Yeah.
4-1.
255. Budget committee vote was 3-0 for $7,850, which was $1,500 less than what was requested. And the $1,500 was all in salaries.
I looked at what the attendance was, and we don't need the whole 4,500.
Okay. So this takes us from line item 255 all the way to line item 268.
I will 7850, the same as the budget committee recommends.
Okay, been
second
moved by Dwayne, second by Tim for 7850. Any discussion? Sensing none, all those in favor, opposed, motion carries.
5-0.
Planning Department, Budget Committee voted 3-0 for $103,440. Includes the salaries, town planner, contract with the, for the town planner, planning board support, planning support, the EDC contract assistance, all the way down to line item 285, which is incidentals, which is 0. But, so you're really talking about 90,000, call it 97,
Mhm.
97.5, which is
People.
people. The rest of it, well, 2,000 is overtime, but. So what's your pleasure here? 103.44.
We
Is
just
the
gonna
budget-
ride with no town planner, or are we gonna try to,
Well, we still have Lee J. He's,
I realize that, but in July, are we going to advertise this again and see if we?
I think we
got-
should, I think we should. I think we should actively pursue hiring a town planner.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's not what I proposed in here because of the way that worked so poorly the last time, so that's the only.
Well,
Where
we
is
should-
Where is Lee J's salaries in
It's right in there in line 272.
But last year, we were $10,000 more than this, and
Because it was a full-time
I understand
person.
that. Well, you're not gonna have anybody the beginning of the year anyway, right? If best you could do is to hire somebody by September,
Mhm.
right? So I just think that we should actively, I think we should be actively pursuing now. You got a whole bunch of folks that are gonna be coming out of college that have public administration or public planning degrees, and there might be an opportunity to snag one of them, but,
Well, I had 3 of those people in the last round, and I
yeah, I understand.
didn't want to hire them because they didn't have any planning board experience and real zoning ordinance experience, so.
So would this need to be increased if we're gonna do that?
Probably not because of what Dennis says, because of the timing.
Because of
It would be,
length,
the leaves would probably be on the ground.
And you,
before
we
might
may,
have
you
somebody.
may never get anybody. There might not be anybody that we think meets the
criteria?
criteria, so I think you keep Lee J. or Southern Maine in your back pocket, but I do think that we should potentially be actively soliciting, but
Okay.
so 103,440. Do I have a motion?
For the budget committee?
Yeah.
Also move.
Moved by Tim, do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Second by Ted. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries.
5-0.
ZBA, $3,700.
So moved.
We'll spend all night talking about $3,700. Okay. Been moved by second. I assume there's no discussion.
Who's second?
Gordon.
I did. Not gonna fall into small town politics.
Been
where you
moved and
debate for-
seconded. All those in favor? Opposed? $3,700 it is.
5-0.
Line item 299, public safety, fire EMS and dispatch. Budget committee vote was for 3-0, was voted 3-0 for $1,062,684, which is up about 15,000 from last year. Some of that is in per diem from 240,000 to 244. A little bit in retirement goes up. Training went down. This goes all the way through.
Dispatch up a couple grand.
Yep, dispatch is up all the way through. Line item 360.
Actually, that's not just dispatch, it's 3 things in the dispatch line, 350, line 358.
I made a motion to accept the figure as stated, $1,062,684.
I'll second it.
Moved by Ted, second by Tim. Any further discussion? Again, this goes all the way through line item 360. Actually, there's nothing there, but 358, which is dispatch. Sensing no discussion.
No, but, we spent $52,000 last year just in repairs and that.
Just in what now?
Repairs. We're looking for 62,800 on vehicle repairs and maintenance.
What line item are you on?
Oh, 324.
Three what?
Oh, the 324, 323, 324. It was 135, 727 last year. It's actually down. this year.
What we just had done to the ladder truck, I don't know how the end of this year's gonna turn out. I haven't looked recently.
They can't do their job if they don't have
So
working equipment.
the turnout gear, Scott bottles, that's all part of that. So,
How much of that was offset by insurance?
Line 324?
Yeah.
I wouldn't think much of anything. That's repairs.
all right, any other questions? If not, I'm gonna call for a vote. All those in favor of $1,062,684. All those in favor? Opposed?
5-0, thank you.
Motion carried.
For Waterman.
Jumping, you're absolutely right. Jumping down to hydrant rental on 361, line item 77. Again, budget committee vote was 3-0,
Non-negotiable.
59-7.
Move to
It
accept.
is negotiable.
Oh,
We
it
just wouldn't use it for fire protection. So,
By a bucket.
been moved by, moved by Gordon for 59-7. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay, and that goes to line item 364.
Ted seconded that?
Yes.
Thank you.
All those in favor? All those opposed?
5-0.
Ross Connor Fire Company, 9987.
So moved.
Been moved
Second.
by Dwayne, second by Gordon.
That's the best fire protection we got.
All those in favor? Motion
5-0.
carries. Health Sanitation, Budget Committee vote of 3-0 on $547,107, which is $1,000 less than the request. I'm not quite sure where that, some of it is,
We wanted to be, didn't think we needed.
Supplies
to fill
is
the
down
truck.
$1,000.
yeah, so they cut $1,000 out of signs. That's it.
We've got some reworking of this budget to do if you're gonna go down into capital and buy that truck, because your hauling costs are in here. And
They're in health and sanitation. The hauling costs are in health and
Yes.
sanitation.
Yes, that's the
Okay.
transfer station.
so, I guess if you're gonna leave one thing, it needs some more time for probably Clinton, myself and Julie, maybe a little bit of David to revisit this. I mean, your hauling charges at the bottom of page 14 are essentially be removed.
Move to postpone acceptance of this particular article till the next scheduled meeting, giving them enough time to do this research.
How about Tuesday night, 5:00?
Works.
We'll do that. If you're gonna be ready,
Next Tuesday?
we'll pull everybody together, we'll have a short meeting.
Second?
I need you to give me your recommendation on the compactor truck tonight, please.
Morning.
5 o'clock.
Okay. So, we're gonna hold this in abeyance, right? We're gonna jump to line item 416, Public Works, $1,504,090. Budget Committee voted 3-0. They found it within their heart to cut $5,000 out of a $1.5 million budget. So somewhere that's $5,000 less. What is that?
Repairs and maintenance, looks like.
Alright, so that goes all the way,
On
this goes,
441 they cut.
this goes all the way to line item 486, correct?
456.
456.
456 they cut, alright.
441 is what they cut out of
We cut that pit restoration, David, just because we thought we weren't gonna do any in next year, right?
We didn't last year.
So you don't need to restore, so you can move ahead.
Well, we haven't got to the acreage part yet where we have to do it.
5 acres, isn't it?
So they've taken down to 5,000, so I guess that's the question is, do we recommend the budget committee recommendation? Something else here that somebody wants to discuss, or?
No, budget committee recommendation's fine with me.
So you're okay with that,
What
David?
are we doing about
Yeah.
this?
So I'll move the
Personal
budget
vehicle.
committee recommendation.
I'll second that.
Yeah, been moved by
Tim.
Tim, second by Gordon. And Ted, you had a question on the personal vehicle mileage?
Yeah, what did we talk about that last week?
We talked about whether or not it should be personal mileage or the vehicle, right? So,
Well, you had the issue
either,
with what the
one way or the other, I guess, you trade off the personal mileage for the payment on the vehicle, right?
Do we need a vote to extend this meeting?
No.
No, okay. Right.
9 o'clock.
Oh, okay, 9 o'clock, all right.
So, yeah, I mean, we can, that's the debate, right?
Well, I kind of think about what you said, you know, if something happens to him in his personal vehicle, then the town's responsible for that, right?
I mean, we're gonna own it one way or the other.
All right, in 17-18, travel for this line was $9,200 without the pickup truck we have now.
But if you let him use it, the Ford that we've got right now, you can remove that $10,000.
Right.
You can move it or
Remove it.
remove it? I would not want to remove it because I'm pretty confident that David's going to use his personal vehicle at some point in time. You could cut it in half or by 3/4, but I would leave something in there. Unless you're going to dedicate that truck completely to him.
Well, it wasn't bought for that. I know that this winter you've used it a lot, which has helped offset the personal vehicle mileage, but
And it's helped offset the older truck, which was down a little bit, and we had a plow and a second vehicle
Yeah.
that could do that, which was very valuable.
I'm thinking that if we don't use it, it just goes back into the till, so, I mean, we're scrubbing, I don't mean to make light of it, but we're trying to scrub $10,000 or $5,000 out of a $1.5 million budget. We're kind of like pinching pennies here, I guess.
Okay.
I'm not one to throw money away, but, you know, if that's all we feel good about is, well, we reduced $1.5 million budget by $5,000.
All right, let it go.
All right, anything else?
That 428, 275,000 on hot top.
429 line?
Oh, yes, it is. Okay. I'm looking at 428 and reading down. I'd rather see that red taken right out of there. Hot top. Up to
275.
4.5 miles of hot top.
And not specify the roads.
Not specify the roads. If you find that the state will give you half of that paving money on that old Alfred Road, I don't wanna have to move from one to the other, and we shouldn't be moving it. If it's designated to these, you can't move it anywhere else. And I'm
That's fine, I mean, this is really what you're trying to
Just
do is to
leave
put
hot
together a plan to say, this is what I'm gonna do, right?
Yeah.
So, to say, I mean, he's gonna have a plan, we don't need to, I mean, you can put it down to just the gross mileage,
Right.
which is what you're saying. right?
yes. That
He's still gonna-
275 will do about 4.5 miles of some type of paving.
Well, he's got 2, 3, and then he's got another,
He had 5, so
another-
he's got another whole mile
yeah,
there.
he's got
It's
another.
over 4.
Yeah.
Right. So, I don't have a problem. I mean, it's just semantics, right? We're taking out
Well, yes.
the list and putting in X amount of miles, up to 4.5 miles.
So, for the finished product, do you want me to take the text out? Just leave it hooked up?
Yeah, I think that,
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
And, I mean, if you wanna pencil in something, that will do up to 4.5 miles
Right.
of pavement. But realistically, you might be able to get 5.5 miles of pavement if the state's gonna kick in that money on that old Alfred Road.
okay? Anything else?
I think we ought to finish that road, but now's the time to ride through these roads and take a damn good look at them, because you know where your frost
When
heaves
you're at
at,
their
you
worst.
know where your culverts are, and we've got some roads out there that are in pretty poor shape. Some of them aren't gonna come back this year.
All right, so we're going all the way to line item 455, and the last one, all right? So all those in favor of 1,504,090. Opposed?
Oops, I voted.
I didn't.
5-0.
5-0?
Hawaii, 5-0. Salt shed funds, we don't need anything, that's out. General assistance, budget committee vote was for 47,591. Where's your pleasure there? Goes all the way to line item 486.
I'll move the 47,591.
47,591, we have a second.
Second.
Moved and seconded for 47,591. Any further discussion? All those in favor? I don't know what the state's doing up there to get change in formulas or anything else, so
We'll find
we'll
out.
find out. Christmas donations, education, fuel donations. All right, so let's jump to the line item 497, capital improvements. Right now, it's rolling up to $380,500. The budget committee has voted on individual items here. Was everything included in what they voted?
What do you mean?
Um,
In terms of the notes?
Yeah, you got,
For instance, line 504, that reflects 10 vests and not 20.
right. So line 501, let's just go down quickly through these. 501, they voted 4-0 to invest in a vehicle. 502, they voted 4-0 to invest in a track skid steer with a snow blower.
I'm a little leery about that,
Dollar-wise or equipment-wise?
equipment wise, but we buy this skid steer, track, we got no way to haul it. We ain't got a truck up there right now to haul that. We
Oh,
got
we
2
do.
trucks.
Why can't we haul it
We
with the
got,
dump truck or the pickup?
are you gonna take that sander out every time you wanna haul that down to South Waterboro?
Got a trailer.
The sand, put it on a trailer.
Son, have you ever looked at that sander on the back of that truck? That's got a chute that goes down beyond the trailer ball. So every time you hook onto that, you gotta take the sander out of the truck. The same thing with the dump truck.
Well, the 1-ton takes less than 5 minutes to get the sander out.
So in the middle of the storm or right after the storm, we gotta have 2 guys to take that sander out and hurry back and put it back in, leave the trailer on, that we don't have.
Doesn't take very long at all, really doesn't.
Is there some type of adapter that can be built on there?
Pardon?
Is there some type of an adapter that can be built on there to extend that?
I would hope we would have it down at the fire station or wherever we're gonna need it before it starts snowing.
Well, the first place
fire
it would be
station?
working is on the sidewalk. We can park it in the South Waterboro station.
And then how are you gonna get that back up here?
You're gonna pick it up and move it.
So every time we want something, we gotta move it. And we've got two guys out there
Stay for the
plowing
same thing.
snow, and I'm a little confused, because I would say that probably the first thing you're gonna do is clean up the fire station up here.
We can do that with a plow for operations, and then that's gonna be used when the snow lets go off the roof.
Well,
Clean that
every
mess up.
time the sun comes out, that snow goes off the roof, and that's just an hour after the storm is over.
No, not with the insulation we got if it's cold. I mean, that can stay up there for days.
Yeah.
Will the pickup haul this rig?
Say again?
Will the pickup haul this skid steer thing?
Yeah, but we get the point, it's,
Yeah, it would.
Is there a sander in the back of the pickup?
yes.
Yeah, but it takes longer to take that one out.
Oh, okay.
It's a totally different setup. And,
All right, just asking.
Yep.
All right, let's,
You're talking about hauling that with Tommy's truck.
let's run through the rest of this, and then we can come back and come up with a total number. Budget committee voted 3-1 on the water extension, water line extension, 120,000. Budget committee voted 4-0 for 10 Kevlar vest of $8,000. The budget committee voted 4-0 for the fire department air pack mask fit test machine, which is 10.5.
Single purchase, not financing, which is what the chief suggested.
Replace the fire department 2007 service truck with a new crew cab under a 4-year lease purchase of $15K. I guess that's gonna be a used one, right?
No.
No,
Oh,
it's 15 a
I'm
year.
sorry, 15 a year. Oh. All right, 4-0, so they've got that approval.
That's $60,000 in the pickup.
Typical pickup truck today.
Well, that shouldn't cost us that much. We'd be down into the, what, mid-40s municipal discount?
Probably.
Well, what'd we pay for the Ford?
29.5.
Yeah, you virtually stole that.
So it's not gonna be 15.
Yeah, listed for 44,000.
Yeah, so this is high. The 15 is high.
So you could almost drop that in half.
Well, it's a crew cab, though.
No matter.
The green one's not a crew cab.
What's that?
What if you dropped it down to 10 grand?
The green one's not a crew cab.
No.
Yeah, so let's drop it to 10 grand. For just for talking.
Or to say you couldn't use the crew cab to haul that skid steer back to the fire department. There won't be any sander in the back of that.
Well, if it's a 3/4 ton truck, they should be able to.
All right,
Just an
line
idea.
item
If
5.
you're gonna serve it, if you're gonna put a service body on it, you're probably better off to have dual wheels under it.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do there.
Cheaper to buy a 1 ton than it is 3/4
I
ton.
agree. 509, the electronic sign, 20,000. And again, I think if you go to one of these big sign companies, you can certainly, that's how all these businesses are putting up these signs, is because they're financing them. I'm not suggesting that we do that, but.
If we have a hard number, maybe we can get back with Hannaford and see what they can come up with a, matching donation or something to offset that.
I'm still asking them to do the whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but, push come to shove, it's better to take
Yep.
a bite of the apple than trying to stuff the whole apple in your mouth.
Yep, at least this will get us started.
Line 513, I guess they voted no, right? 4-0 to delete this, okay? And you didn't recommend it either, right?
Correct.
High vac system is now out because we're really talking about that this year. 516,
Nothing.
517, and 518.
Nothing in 516.
So, yeah, they didn't do anything on I'm sorry, yeah, 516, there's nothing there, right? So they voted 4-0 on 517 for the sidewalk to start replacing up to 2 miles of existing sidewalk, South Waterboro. And then, 75,000 on Star Hill Road for, the road work, and that was 3-0 and 1. There was an abstention because he lives there, okay? So, the whole number, the rolled up number is 380,500.
It should be 370,500,
If you take,
375.
375,
yeah, if you take,
500.
if you take the, line 506 down to 10,000, then the number goes to 375,500. What else, is there anything else that anybody's?
Have anybody looked at leasing that skid steer?
I didn't yet. I mean, obviously we could
Renting that?
financing it.
The lease
Renting
purchase,
that just for the winter months.
With a blower. Ugh.
Roller guards, lease them.
they run out
Anderson.
the sidewalk blowers, yeah.
Right.
Well, isn't the long-term plan to get the flail head attachment for that to do the side roads? So it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense to,
If we leased that for a year, we'd know whether we could use it or not. Rather than spending 72,000, lease that for 4 months, November, December, January, February, March, goes back to 1st of April.
So if we leased it for 12, what would that cost?
I don't know, that's why I'm asking.
I'm not sure because I wasn't thinking in that mindset. I was thinking,
Beauregard's and Anderson are great for leasing it to municipalities and state.
Well, if the price is anything like the one we rented for when it had a flail mower on it, the 72, I think would be cheaper. I mean, cheapest, we were paying, I think, $1,500 a week for that when we were operating it.
yep,
The guy Adam we had last year was pretty reasonable about the brush work that he did. He was cutter bar? No, he was a flail head.
no, we had a flail cutter that was on an arm.
Yeah. Well, same thing with the water line. I mean, I
so-
didn't finance that either, so.
Well, let's take a stab at this. If you take line 506 down by 5,000, it's 375,500. If we hold off on the skid steer, it goes to 303,500. I don't know what your
For tonight or for good, you mean?
well, we could do the 303,500 tonight and then get some answers on what the lease would look like on the skid steer.
You could do that. We're gonna come back.
why don't we
anyway.
postpone that till the next selectmen's meeting?
Yeah.
So they can get the figures for that, and then we can do both of those articles that we.
So, yeah, let's hold off on the capital.
Okay.
On line 504, I know that the Department of Justice generally every year has a vest, what they call a vest program, because I used to get them when I was working in Sanford for all the police officers. And we can find out whether or not that now that's extended to firefighters, and it may very well be because of the trend nationwide. So we may be able to get a cost savings there.
Okay, so let's hold off on the capital,
Okay.
which is line item 497. We'll bring that back with the transfer station. Line item 519, which is unclassified, has the contract deputies, which are now $190,000. York County tax, which is $400,000. So that's $590 right there, and then miscellaneous other committees, etc. So we're looking at $649,683. And that would take us all the way down to $548, line item 548.
I would like to see $6,500 put in that for some type of a stipend, and that would, 6,000 for the stipend and another 500 if we need it for the lake. For the dam.
At some point in time, and I guess we don't have to really do this before finalizing the budget, I need your help in identifying what committees we're gonna give stipend to, because several on there, I would think you would not. But I don't know what those are.
So you're at, you want to put 6,500 into the total number,
Yeah,
and that would be for what? For
stipend or committee stipend.
committee stipends.
Yeah.
And what was the 500?
The dam.
The dam,
Oh, 500 for the dam.
which, that can all go into that stipend.
Yep.
Well, you want that 500 to be part of the 65?
We can put it in two articles, or a total of 6,500.
Okay.
I think the 6 will, I scratched and wiggled and tried to figure out what it would cost.
So if we add that,
$25 an evening.
it's 656,183. 656,183. That's the number. I need a motion on, if that's what you want to do.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, does everybody understand that? Add 6,500 as Dwayne suggested. And everything else is listed from 519 through 548. Been moved by Ted, seconded by Gordon. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion
5-0.
carries.
Thank you.
The line item 553, we have the last action that we have.
Actually, let's go back there. Let's reconsider that. We got two on there, 538 and 539, with a new request that, in the past, we haven't funded anything that we haven't been funding.
And they didn't recommend it this time.
Okay.
It's not in their
Not
recommendation.
in the budget, okay, gotcha.
So where are we now?
Okay,
553?
so we're now down to 553 Old Home Days, 25 grand.
So moved.
Second.
We're moving second, $25,000 for Old Home Days. Any discussion?
I just feel it's a lot of money for a waste of money.
All those in favor? Opposed?
4-1.
So we have two open items, transfer station and the capital plan.
5 o'clock a week from tonight? Or do you want to go 6? Got so much done tonight, you don't need any Saturday, but I love it if you want to meet
If
at 5.
anybody's,
I'm good either way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'd just soon do it on the way home, but.
if you want to do it at 5 o'clock, I can be here at 5 o'clock. I might have to bring my bride with me, but
It'll be short.
5 o'clock it is.
It'll be 5 o'clock somewhere.
I'll go for the walk with it.
okay, anything else on the,
So that's going to be a posted voting meeting.
that'll have to be a posted voting
Yep.
meeting.
So are we adjourning tonight, or?
When's our,
Yes, so, let me get through the rest of
when's
this,
our public hearing?
the week after.
Be the 9th.
Week after, okay.
So, line item 11, discuss and vote to approve the minutes of the March 12th meeting.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor? 5-0.
Or send you a copy of that email from that citizen.
Pending decisions, discussion of agenda items for the next meeting. What do we got? We got the public hearings, right? Scheduled for the 9th.
Yeah.
So the one on the 2nd is gonna be strictly budget approval, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
The agenda items, you got Central Station HVAC bid results to discuss. We'll have that then.
So,
Dam control manager as well.
let me just logistically think about this a minute. We're gonna have a public hearing on the budget, right?
On the 9th.
On the 9th,
And the ATV.
And the ATV.
and the ATV ordinance. But the public hearing on this, even though we've approved these line items, I guess we could move to reconsider on the 9th, right?
We still have time, yeah.
You all right?
I know the feeling.
Charlie
My
horse.
mustard? Charlie? All right,
Even I don't feel that bad.
so it sounds like we're having a fairly busy meeting that night.
David, and Gary, yellow mustard.
Um,
Kidding you.
ATV public hearing first to perhaps
Yes,
clear the room afterwards.
okay? And if there's nothing out, I would entertain a
We have an executive session as well on the 9th at 5:45
okay.
5:45?
for to interview a manager for.
Okay.
Road review, EDC, and one other
Budget.
interest. Budget.
Okay, now I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
So moved. Second.
All those in favor? Good night,
We're
Irene.
adjourned at 7.